work I do. So today's question is, what was your first step in doing what you do? So this has been a journey for me, right? So one of the things that, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start with this because I feel like my whole life has led up until this point and up until doing the work that I do now. But so I've always had this psychic gift that I didn't know what to do with, and I tried for the longest time to shut it down. But I was always super intuitive and I could always feel what other people were feeling. So even back in the day, we're talking 20 something years ago when I used to be a nail tech, I would know when my clients were having like something going on, right? If there was something emotional going on or whatever, I could feel it. I understood it. They would pour their heart out to me. They would tell me things and then be like, I can't believe I'm telling you this. So I've always had this natural ability, which is the empathic ability, which is also the intuition, and also being able to hear people and listen to people. So that's always been a thing. And then it ended up being that I ended up going to be a nail tech because I didn't want to be leaving my kids all the time. So for me, it was, how can I make money and not be away from my kids so much? So that was when the entrepreneurial type journey started for me. It started as being a nail tech, selling jewelry, like all of the fun little things that most people would consider like a side job or an extra thing that you would do. Those were how I created my income, right? Then it turned into health coaching because I went on my own health journey. And I'm like, I have got to figure out what's going on with me because I'm not feeling good. I had always done herbs. Like when our son was only like 3, he got this really weird, I can't even remember what it's called, but it was hoof and mouth in cattle, country girl, right? So hoof and mouth in cattle, but it was a kid's version of it. And a bunch of the kids like in the preschool type area or type thing had that. And he ended up picking it up from preschool. And so I was like, I'm not letting my child suffer. So at that point, I had called the herb lady that lived around the block from my mom. And I'm like, what do we do for this? Right. So I had kind of dabbled a little bit in herbs and knew enough to kind of like know that if I needed something, I would go to her to get it. Well, after years, she finally was like, you refer more people to me. Why are you not doing this yourself? So from the nail tech, I started adding the herbs and supplements and doing the Nature Sunshine products and all of that kind of stuff. It was called biofeedback sessions for people. And again, my intuition kicked in really hard, right? Like I would be like, oh, this person is so low on magnesium. And I would do the biofeedback thing and get the report and it'd be like, they need magnesium. So my intuition has always been there and it's always been there. And I've always had this drive to help other people. So within that, then the health coaching turned more into a business than I would have ever probably expected it to. It ended up really taking off. I was doing really well with it. And it just naturally morphed into life coaching. So the herbal coaching and biofeedback and health coaching ended up morphing into the life coaching and spiritual coaching that I do now. And part of this has just been my own journey, right? So when I was going through all of this myself, getting myself healthy, that was about the same time when I finally had the knockdown drag out with God and said, okay, you did this to me. So either show me what to do or take it away. And I had prayed for it to go away for so long. I did not want to be psychic. I did not want to be that crazy person, right? I really didn't want this gift. And I asked for it to be taken for so long and it never was. But when I finally said, show me what to do, that was the magic sauce right there, was saying, show me what to do with this. So once I actually said, show me what to do with this, that's when everything became clear. And all of the things that I had done up until that point, being an LTech, being in service, knowing how to market my business, doing the health coaching and learning that the emotions and the body and everything goes together, right? Because you guys know I talk about the 5 pillars, which is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and then the galactic energy that we're feeling. All of that kind of built on each other. So the health coaching really kind of then spurred me into the life coaching. So that's when I went and did training on life coaching. I got certified in that. I got certified in Reiki healing because I could do the energy healing along with the herbs and nutrition that were helping people get healthier. Then the life coaching was where the emotional support and understanding how our emotions affect our bodies, affect our spiritual life, yada, 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 and how the mind is all encompassing all of that, right? So we have to look at everything from all of those pillars of life. And then going through my own journey. And then when my guides were like, you're going to write a book. And that was just a download. They're like, you're going to write a book. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, yes, you're going to write a book, which is where Embodied Grace, a Woman's Path to Empowerment comes from. So it's been a natural progression throughout my entire life to get me to what I'm doing now. So I think I know that this was what is the first step in doing what I do. um I don't think it's just like a switch. I think I would like to encourage everybody to look at what is the overall theme in your life. What is something that you've always done? I've always been somebody who wants to make other people feel better, even when I was little, right? Like I just, you want to make people feel better. If that's something that you've had as a theme throughout your life, you're probably, there's a calling on your life for that. Now, how that shows up can be in a million different ways. It showed up in my life in different phases, in different ways, right? Like still helping people has always kind of been the theme. Self-care has always been a theme. Like people go get their nails done because they want to feel better about how they look and how they're put together and things like that. And then having that listening ear and being able to let people talk to me and feel safe, that was part of the journey as well, right? So don't discount any part of what you've been through up until now, as far as getting clear on the calling on your life. As far as what was a first step in actually stepping into what I'm doing now, it was deciding to actually do it. So I hope that answers your question. Sending you guys lots of love today. If you haven't put any questions in, go ahead right now and go to the Embodied Grace community under the featured announcements and find that post and drop some questions in there. So I'm super excited about doing these videos for you guys. Sending lots of love. I'll talk to you all soon.